This is Bill McKenna. Welcome to my energetic hygiene class. In this class, you're going to learn about the following. The very first thing is we're going to learn about voiding your agreements. And this has to do with any agreements that you've made that you really don't even know about, maybe before you even got here. Next thing that you're going to learn about is something called erasures. This is your ability to really take command and control over who's in your space and who's not. Next, you're going to learn the third one is about your crown chakra and your ability to basically change colors, which changes, for lack of a better term, your address, how people find you. Your last one in the beginning part of the series here is the guru. So if you had any sort of contact with a guru, or even you're close to people who had contact with a guru, certain ones basically have been known to kind of take over, if you will. And we're going to learn how to move them out of your space for good. So those followed on by the 8th chakra and beyond, the 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th, and what we can use those for as far as clearing our space. It has the same type of erasure capabilities that you're going to learn about. The 6th is the earth chakras, and the earth chakras are about clearing out a lot of our ancestor stuff out of our physical body. We'll learn about how to do that. And the last segment, the 7th, is about filling ourselves up. What do we do when we have vacated all those people and their energies out of our space? Filling up with self-love and forgiveness, the like. It elevates our energy so that we don't attract those type of other energies to us. That's the energetic hygiene class. Look forward to working with you during it. Thank you for signing up. So there are certain things that you need to know when you're taking this class, things that you're not expecting to happen, but if you understand them, it's going to make you so much more productive. And the first thing is that during the process, you may find yourself basically kind of almost getting knocked out. You won't be able to pay attention. You'll literally feel like you have to go to sleep. It's almost like narcolepsy. You're just like, oh, you out of nowhere, all of a sudden you're terribly tired. Well, that is very normal. It's one of those aspects that happens during the process that you get beings in your space that force you kind of into literally going to sleep to prevent you from basically vacating them. That's number one. Number two is, especially during the portion that you're going to be clearing gurus, you may find that you get a fairly intense headache. But it won't last long because we'll get them gone. But you could find yourself in the position of having a headache. Don't worry. Stay focused. It'll be okay. The other aspect of this is you may feel physical pains during the process. They're typically fairly minor. Most people will experience something along the lines of something leaving them. One of the things that is going to help them to leave is you letting go, meaning thanking them for their service. You made these agreements when you didn't know any better, but you no longer have an agreement. And thank you for the service that you provided the time that we were together. So those are kind of some of the things that will help you along the path of this exercise. You also would be served If you find that you basically got knocked out during the process, go back and watch it again and again and again. Redo the exercise and you'll get there and clearing. There's different ways to do it. Some will be more successful than others for you, but you'll get there. Thank you. A lot of people ask me, what are these entities? What is all this about? And there's many different entities as there are types of people here on Earth. So what do we clear today? What are we working on? Working on, I'm going to call it your garden variety being that basically has not gone into the light. They are feeding upon low frequency energy. And what do I mean by low frequency energy is that fear, doubt, those sorts of things. They feed on pain, punishment, humiliation, anger, resentment, you name it. Anything that don't feel good and is a reaction. If it's a reaction, then it's like ringing the dinner bell for these entities. One of the ways that I like to describe how you'll really know if you've got a being is, or at least somebody else does, is you've seen somebody take a drink and for example, they're Hank when they had their first drink, but you know they're Al, the angry drunk, after 6 drinks. They basically have gotten taken over by somebody. Their face will change and their everything that they're interested in, their demeanor, that sort of thing changes. They get basically taken over. That would be a perfect example. Or a rageaholic. You know, somebody's pretty normal and then they go into a rage and everything changes, you know, they're frothing at the mouth and you're like, oh my gosh, who the heck is that? That would be another example of somebody getting taken over. The other worth mentioning, because it's very significant and not very many people understand and know how to vacate one, is a fallen guru, if you will. A lot of these fallen gurus, religious teachers, they had somehow managed to get this kind of incredible connection to the universe and divine and that sort of thing, but they did not kind of deal with their shadow side, the lower chakras, if you will, the power, sex, and money, those 3 things. And if they hadn't appropriately gone through the process of elevating them through those base desires, then those things will come out in kind of the fallen guru syndrome. And they'll, most often you'll see them as exploiting their followers. The ones that typically we're concerned with in this one are the ones that are very power hungry, if you will. And you'll see during this process, if you had one, that when they do go away, you'll have the absence of headaches, and your intuition will be much better, and you'll feel much lighter as well. There's an assortment of other beings, but as a major class of beings that affect the people in this dimension are people that we are related to, our ancestors throughout millennia. Interesting story for you. There was a great study done here at the I think it was UCSD San Diego or USD San Diego. There's a Dr. Diaz, and Dr. Diaz had done this experiment with mice, and he had this electrified cage, and he would basically have these mice, and he put this little fruity smell into the cage. It was just a scent, and then he would shock the rats. These rats became traumatized over the course of doing this for a month or whatever. Every time they'd smell the fruity smell, they'd get a shock. Well, where this becomes very interesting is that they took the egg and sperm out of these rats, artificially inseminated another rat who never met those rats that got shocked. that rat had babies, and those babies who had no contact whatsoever with the rats that were shocked, when they grew up, he put them in a cage. There was no electrification, but he did have the exact same fruity smell, chemical smell. He put the fruity smell in the box, and the rats went nuts. They were like, ah, freaked out. Same traumatic result as the parents that had been through it. And those mice, I said rats, but those mice had babies, and the same thing happened. It did the fruity smell, and they went nuts as well. So from our ancestors, we get passed down a lot of traumatic things, and it's at a cellular level. We're going to learn how we can actually clear that out. So those are the major ones we're working on today. Thank you. Looking forward to working through the process with you. Okay, this is our section on voiding agreements. So the way this works is very, very simple. You are going to call up something called your Akashic record keeper, which is the records of all of your lifetimes. In these records, there are records of agreements. And what we're going to do is call those forward. So go ahead and close your eyes. And I want you don't have to know anything about this. This will all just happen. If you cannot see the agreements because you're not very visual as far as imagination goes, don't worry. You do this with intention alone. So ask your Akashic record keeper to bring forward any agreement with any spirit, being, or entity that is no longer in your best and highest interest. Some people will see these as scrolls. Some people will see these looking like contracts. It doesn't really matter. It could even be a hard drive. Whatever you see, have the record keeper bring it forward. And now, with what you have in front of you, you basically mark it void. That's it. If you cannot see it, you just, with your intention alone, I am voiding all of the agreements with any spirit, being, or entity that is not in my best and highest interest at this point. Also, with your intention alone, you intend that you're voiding any agreements that you cannot see. Even if you can see the agreements, void any unseen agreements with any spirit, being, or entity that is no longer in my best and highest interest. Also, voiding out any agreements with any gurus that are not in my best and highest interest. All you have to do is mark them all void, intend that they're void, and now command the record keeper, the Akashic record keeper, to send those back to your file. It's as simple as that. That's it. All the exercises we're going to do during this entire program are very, very easy. And by very easy, I mean, if you were to imagine just a lemon, if you will, and imagine if I asked you to imagine a lemon and then imagine cutting the lemon. That's simple. If it's any more effort than that, you know, you're making a little bit, you're making it harder than it really needs to be. Just very simple, very easy on all of these. You can do it. No effort. Okay, that's it. Akashic record keeper and all the records are back filed for you and voided out. We're on to our next chapter. this next portion here we're going to talk about and experience is an erasure. An erasure would be the equivalent of the hydrogen bomb of the psychic world. An erasure basically takes the energy and all of its incarnations and its evolution and returns it back to source. The reason that this is so incredibly powerful is that it may take millennia for some spirit, being, or entity to evolve to the point where the only thing it can do is really, it's stuck and it's feeding on your pain and your punishment. And that's as far as it could evolve. So what we do is we turn it back into pure source energy, and no being really wants that. And that's why they'll vacate your space, is because you now have the universe's biggest gun, if you will, that they don't want that. So they will leave your space. So here's what we do. Go ahead and close your eyes. And actually, before you close your eyes, I want to show you something real quick. I'm gonna have you imagine two roses. I'm using these two pens. They're identical. You're going to take two roses and you're going to imagine them, and then you're going to put them together so the two become one, and they're perfectly married up. The two have become one, and poof, it's like it'll vaporize. And you don't have to do anything. You just merely bring the two together. You make two identical ones, you bring them together, and what'll happen is it automatically, without you doing anything, it's just like, boom, it's gone. So this is an erasure. That's how it works. So go ahead and close your eyes. Create two identical roses. Take the two roses together and make them one rose. Just marry them up till the two become one, and notice what happens. There we go. Okay, you did it. So if you're having any problems with that, continue to just bring, one after the next together, and it will happen. It will erase. Now that you've done that, what happens is the beings in your space have seen you do it, and they know you now have the power to do this. So it is a little bit tense for them, as you might imagine. You're going to imagine now a large rose out in front of you. We're going to say this is a 2-foot big golden sticky rose. This golden sticky rose is out in front of you. There's a light from the divine coming down to the top of it. Now, you're going to tell all of these spirits, beings, or entity that is in you and attached to you that this is a one-way ticket to the divine. You can leave now and go out into this rose and get a one-way ticket to the divine, or you can get erased. You just saw that I now have the ability to do an erasure. So, leave now and go out into this rose, and you won't get erased. Thank them for their service while they were here. Thank them. Now you're just going to allow them to go. If you feel stuff leaving your body, or some of you are more visual, you'll see it leaving, kind of like rats off a sinking ship. And just allow it. It won't take too long. There may be some of them that are stubborn, and you just tell them, you have no more agreement. I voided the agreement. You can leave now, or you'll be erased. You know I can do it, and we're going to be doing it. Thank them. And now you're going to, and some of you, if you need more time, you can hit pause on this. Now you're going to ask the divine to take this rose and everything on it. And you should see it zip away like a bungee cord, the entire thing, the rose and all the beings that are on it. Okay, and now if it does not spring away, what you're going to do is create an identical copy of what you see in front of you and overlay one on top of the other. Just like you saw a minute ago, you just take the one identical copy of what you see, rose and all, and any of the beings, and just overlay one on top of the other. Okay, now you're going to imagine a 10-foot big golden sticky rose. This golden sticky rose has a light from the divine coming to the top of it and also to the bottom of it. You're going to set the intention that this golden sticky rose is for any spirit, being, or entity that's in your space that's not in your best and highest interest. Go ahead and now take this rose. It's going to go from below your feet, 10 feet below your feet, up through your feet, through your calves, up through your knees, your thighs. It's collecting up a spirit, being, or entity that's in your space, up through your torso, your arms, up through your neck, up and out the top of your head, up, keeps going up over your head, and then you bring it out in front of you. Again, ask the divine to take this rose and everything on it. If it zips away, fine. If not, create an identical copy and overlay one on top of the other. And let's do it again, another 10-foot rose. This 10-foot rose, light from the divine to the top, light from the divine to the bottom. This rose, you're going to set the intention of any spirit, being, or entity that is preventing you from loving yourself or loving others. Take this rose, sticky rose, again, from your feet. As you're going through this, up through your legs and up through your body, thank them for your service. You know that they were trying to help you, but you've now grown beyond that. So just keep going and pulling the rose up through the torso, the neck, the head, and up and out over the head, and bring the rose out in front of you. Ask the divine to take this rose and everything on it and see if it does. If it does not, again, create a copy, overlay what you see, one on top of the other. And there you go. That is the erasure process and the clearing process for any spirit, being, or entity. You can continue on with this process, and if you have anything in your life that's resonating in fear and doubt, which is shame, guilt, humiliation, anger, resentment, any of the cravings that are kind of enslaving you, if you will, any of those things that are happening with you, I would run this rose for any being that might be in your space that's feeding on that. Alcohol and drugs are also two major things that are afflicting humanity, the attachments for beings that feed on those, that buzzed feeling. So do that for that if you happen to have any history in that arena. you'll find that that you'll have much less of a craving or desire once those beings are actually out of your space and cleared. We'll be going on to the next segment here in a second, so take a breath, and we're going to be going in and doing some work with our crown. Okay, now we're going to learn about something else, and this is an amazing thing that you're going to learn about as far as being traced or having people. When I say being traced, I mean everybody that I'm talking to knows the kind of the effect of having people overly kind of on you, for lack of a better term. You walk into a party and they're kind of attracting you. You really maybe don't want to talk to them. Maybe they're a relative. Maybe they're a ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, or ex-wife or husband. It could be somebody at work as well. Doesn't really matter who it is, but they're on you and you can feel it, and it's hard to get away, if you will. So what a lot of people don't realize is that everybody has an address, and this address, meaning an energetic address, is mostly controlled by your crown chakra. And that is a particular color. You know people all their lives, right? Maybe you haven't seen them in, 25 years or so, but you know their energy. You know kind of who they are. You can identify that is that person's energy. And that's how they act, and that's how everything about them is just, you can identify that. I find it also interesting that people maybe you haven't seen in 40 years, and their face changes so much, but you still look at them and there you are. You see their energy. That you can see that what they really are. So how do we change our address? And the value in this is if you find yourself being tracked, let's say in those situations, it's especially valuable also with a guru, if you will, to vacate and get them out of your space, is we change the color of our crown. So what we're going to do in this process is, as we change this, it's as if they can't find you anymore. And all you do is just change the color. Just imagine, if you close your eyes right now, you imagine the color brown. And just imagine that's on your head. That crown area is brown. Now, as you do this, many people notice there's a very heavy feeling. It's very uncomfortable, because if you're watching this, you're probably the last person that would have a brown crown. It's just, it feels very heavy, very dense. It almost, some people even, kind of makes them a little bit nauseous or that sort of thing. But what it does is it brings your energy level very low, where you can't be found. From here, what we are going to do in the next segment is we're going to work on clearing guru types, religious kind of leader types that basically like to take control. And we're going to, you can have a relationship with them. It's just they don't need to be in your space controlling you, right? Like all these things. It's just healthy boundaries. And you're the one who has to claim your healthy boundary. They're not going to give it to you. So next segment, we'll work on that. And one last little tip for you on changing your crown. One of the things, after you're completely done with this, if you find yourself in a position where somebody's a little bit too interested in you and you really don't like it, they're really after you, you can change frequently the color in your crown. You go from brown to green to red to orange to purple, and you just keep changing addresses, and you'll find it is absolutely exhausting for them. I had the most hysterical one of these when I really realized its true power was I had the experience, and the person that was tracking me literally just collapsed. They literally just head down on the, it just, it was, they collapsed, and it was very, very exhausting. And anyway, it's a great skill that you can take with you and become untraceable energetically. Okay, thank you. And next chapter we're going to be working on gurus. It's a significant one. Okay, now we're on to gurus. So we're just going to get right into it, if you will. And I'll have you to close your eyes. And I want you to turn your crown to brown. And now what you're going to do is you're going to imagine a transparent rose. Now this transparent rose is 25 feet big. It's huge, right? 25 feet big, transparent rose. There's a light from the divine coming to the top of it, light from the divine coming to the bottom of it. This transparent rose is sticky, and it can collect up any gurus, beings that are hiding in your space. Keep your crown at brown. Set the intention of this rose is to collect up any guru energy or guru, their connection in your space, and you're going to take that now down below your feet, 25 feet, up through your feet, through your legs, up through your body, collecting them up. Thank them for their service. Keep your crown at brown. Keep going up through your body, crowns at brown. Keep going up through your shoulders, through your head, up and over your head, 100 feet, collecting up all that guru's energy. Take this out in front of you, and now erase it. You're going to take identical rose and the light that you see on that rose and overlay it, one on top of the other. And now do it again. Take the rose through your space. Again, another different rose. This is 25 feet big, sticky, light from above, light from below, from the divine, and set to collect up any energy of the guru that's in your space. Take it up and through your space, up and out, over the top of your head. Take it out in front of you and erase it. Overlay one on top of the other. All right, now create a rose that is brass. A brass rose has a light from above and below, 25 feet big, and it's for any guru energy that's in your space. Take that from your feet all the way up through your space, and then overlay one rose on top of the other when you get it out in front of you. Exactly what you see. Now create a silver rose. 25 feet big, light from above, light from below, sticky. Any guru energy that's vibrating at silver, take it up and through your space, up and out, and take it in front of you, overlay One rose on top of the other, silver rose on top of the other, and erase. Take another rose. This rose is going to be white. 25 feet big, light from above, light from below. Sticky for any guru energy. Go ahead at white, take it up and through your space. Take it out and in front of you and erase. Now do a platinum 25 feet big rose, light coming from the divine above and below the rose. It's sticky. Take it up and through your space, collecting up any guru energy. And you get it out and put one rose on top of the other and erase. Take another rose. This rose is going to be violet. Light from above and below, sticky, guru energy. Take it through your space and erase. Take another. This one's going to be purple. And light from above and below. Take it up and through your space and erase. Okay, now things are going to speed up. There's imagine below your feet, 25 feet below your feet, there's a automatic creator of a transparent rose. It's 25 feet big and it produces them like a machine gun. It keeps producing them. These transparent roses are going to come up, they're sticky, and they'll come up, out, and through your space. When it gets out in front of you, erase them, one after the next. So these are going to be tuned to any guru's energy that's in your space. So, and it'll also be any other spirit being or entity that's not in your best and highest interest. So here we go. We're turning on that transparent rose creator below your feet, and they're coming up. Any energy that's at black, take that, let it go right through your space, overlay that black when it comes up and out, overlay it one on top of the other. Go, all at black. Roses are coming up transparent, they're collecting up the black, and you're duplicating it as they come out. That's erasing, one after the next. Now, brown. Collecting up any brown energy. Now, red. Collecting up any red. Now, orange. Collecting up any orange. Yellow. Now green. Blue. Purple. Violet. White. Gold. Okay, fantastic. Now, imagine there's a large golden sun above your head. You've cleared so much. All of this purified energy that you've had in the past and the future is now all coming back, purified into this golden sun. The golden sun above your head's getting bigger and bigger. And now, imagine you're opening the top of your head and allowing it to come in through the top of your head, all the way down to your feet, up your legs, filling every torso, down your shoulders and arms, filling up your neck and head and spilling out. Filling you up all these areas that this other beings and energy had basically taken over. Now it's all being filled up with your own purified golden energy. All right, just let that run. Fantastic. Okay, thank you very much. You did a great job, and you can review this, obviously, and go back to it again, this chapter. We'll talk a little bit about that at the very end, and the importance of doing that. Had a headache during this one, very, very common. Keep doing it until it's clear. Also, if you sense that it is, you can feel it, and you sense it, what you can do is, whether it's a feeling, whether it is a color, or whether you sense it's a shape, you can overlay that exact thing, one on top of the other, and that should also do it. So if you're having a hard time with roses, if you feel kind of a darkness, imagine you're just overlaying that darkness with darkness, identical copy of it, and sometimes that'll just do it. So that is another technique that you can utilize. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next, which is going to be our 8th chakra. The 8th chakra is about 12 inches above your head. And the 8th chakra I ended up discovering all of this stuff on accident. I was told by multiple different masters that the 8th chakra is extraordinarily powerful, but I just didn't know what the heck that means. It's kind of like, well, it's great, it's powerful, but, what good is that for me? What do I get out of it today? So having basically experimented, I figured out what you get out of it. I'm going to share that with you today. It's very powerful, and not only are you going to learn about your 8th chakra and its ability to clear your space, but you'll also learn how we can stack these things up, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and utilizing the combined power is very powerful for getting and keeping that guru energy out of your space. So the next one we're going to talk about is your earth chakra. The earth chakras are very, very powerful. And again, I discovered this on accident by trying it out. And that is, my deduction was, or deductive reasoning was, from the Hermetic teachings, was as above, so below. The below chakras are for the earth chakras, control your physical body and have everything to do with your ancestors as well and what they passed on to you. But we're going to learn about how to utilize all those earth chakras and the incredible power that you can do to clear up things that you had no way of getting to in the past. The last thing we're going to do as far as exercises goes is related to self-love. Now, this one, like so many funny things happened to me, I tell a little story. I was driving my car, and I was driving along the bay, and this is many years ago, and I just kind of heard this voice. It was like, you've got to love yourself. And I was like, what do you mean you got to love yourself? Yeah. What, want me to drink some spring water or eat a strawberry or what? I was like, I don't know what that means. And it just came back and it said, well, think of your nephew and feel that feeling for him, which I love him. And it said, okay, now give that to you. And I was like, whoa. But anyway, when it happened, I was, whoa, it was incredible. What happened after the fact, I was ill prepared for. I mean, people started, coming up to me, men, women, children, dogs, cats, birds, everything started like, it's like everybody wants to talk to me, be around me, it's like kind of strange. In a positive way, though. They all felt really good around me for some reason, and it was very foreign to me. So anyway, this is a major portion of the exercise that you're going to learn how to do, and I look forward to you experiencing this. Go ahead and close your eyes and imagine 12 inches above your head. There's like a plate, if you will. Like you've seen, everybody's seen halos, on religious figures. You've seen halos, that sort of thing. These halos are typically like the chakra, your 8th chakra. And you just imagine it as a plate over the top of your head. It's about 12 inches. And all we do is we command this chakra to erase. That's all we have to do. Now, we're going to do this right now. The 8th chakra can erase all of the negativity or other beings out of my space that are etheric. They're not necessarily connected to the body. They're connected to the etheric level. So put all of your attention on your 8th chakra and have the 8th chakra command it to erase. Just command it to erase out of your energetic field any spirit, being, or entities, all of their negativity, all of the attachments, all of their energy out of your space. Hold the command. You're not going to do anything. You're merely holding the command. That's all you're doing. You're holding the command for them to be erased, all of their negativity out of your space. Now, there's a lot of other people that are physically in this dimension. You met them through work or school or social or family members, but they have basically their negativity in your space. You've had this happen. You went to Thanksgiving, or you saw people, or even talked to them on the phone, and you get off and you're like, ugh. Okay, here is the way that you can erase them and their negativity out of your space. Just hold the command. The 8th chakra is very powerful. It will do the erasure for you. all of your attention just remains on the 8th chakra. You say, erase everyone else's negativity out of my space, and also all of my negativity out of my space. Hold the command. Keep holding the command. It will do the work for you. You just command it on what to do. Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, now the next is I want to show you that you can stack up your chakras. So every 12 inches, there is another chakra. So you have the 8th, the 9th, 12 inches above the 8th, the 10th, another 12 inches. So every 12 inches, and we're going to stack up 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, all simultaneously. They have different aspects of what they do and what they control. And you're going to command all of them now to erase out all of my negativity and everyone else's negativity out of my space. Just hold the command for all of those to do it now. All of your energetic space out through your aura, erase out all of my negativity, others' negativity, any spirit, being, or entity that's in my space that's also doing that. Any guru type being, religious leader or guru type being that's in my space trying to control it, maybe if they even have the best intentions, it doesn't matter, erase them out of my space because they're no longer in my best interest. That's what's going on here, is anyone that is not in my best and highest interest. That includes gurus and other leaders. Hold the command, it'll do it for you. Okay, fantastic. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to focus on the earth chakras. So the earth chakras are much like the chakras that are over your head. I'm just going to have you notice how your body feels right now. Just notice how you feel. These earth chakras are connected to the physical body. So the aspects of your physical body. So here's what we're going to do. Every 12 inches, all the way down to the center of the earth, we're going to command these earth chakras to erase out of your physical body all of your negativity and everyone else's out of your physical cells. Hold the command, all the earth chakras down the center of the earth, erase out all of my negativity out of my physical cells and the marrow, right down through the marrow of my bones, right down through the DNA, Now hold the command for all these earth chakras to erase out all of my ancestors' fears, all of their fears. That's part of my cells. Erase that out of my physical body. Erase out of my physical body all the earth chakras. You command it again to erase out all of the trauma of all of my ancestors. Erase out of my physical body, command the earth chakras to erase out of my physical body all of the doubt of survival, all of the enslavements of different kinds, all of the shame of all of my ancestors that's in all of the cells. Command it to erase all of my ancestors' shame out of my cells. All of my ancestors' guilt and grief, guilt and grief, all of their guilt, all of their grief, erase it out of your cells. Just command it, the earth chakras, they'll do it for you. All of your ancestors' blame, all of your ancestors' humiliation, all of your ancestors' resentments and prejudices. And now erase out anyone that you're related to out of your space that's trying to control you in this dimension, that they're no longer in your best and highest interest. For all the millennia, hold the command, it'll do it for you. This does not mean that you can't have a relationship. You can have a relationship without being controlled. You don't need to be controlled, just like you don't have to control them. Thank you for your service. You can leave now. And if you want to communicate, we can do classes on that. But we don't have to be in each other's space energetically. Okay, fantastic. Okay, let's imagine that large golden sun over the head again, calling back all of that purified life force energy. It's over the head, it's getting bigger and bigger, more and more vibrant. You've released lifetimes today. You're calling back all that purified energy. You're going to imagine now you open the top of the head and it's now coming in. All that golden energy is coming down to your toes, up your legs, your torso, through your body, your arms, and up and out the top of your head. Fantastic. Okay, great. We want to kind of own our space, right? And having our space be ours without taking on everyone else's garbage, or having a situation where we're manipulated and being controlled by another being. You know, as I always say, you know, you would not let me come in your house and get in your refrigerator and spill the milk and throw it on the floor and turn over your coffee table and that sort of thing. You just would be like, I don't care who you are, Bill McKinney, get out of my house. You know, this is not okay. This is the same thing on an energetic level that's happening. You get some schmo who comes in and he's in there drinking your milk and turning your table over, right? So we just need to know how to keep them out. So one of the parts of it is what we learned about was erasures. But now that we have done these erasures, how do we maintain that and keep at a place where I don't invite them back in? So this next exercise is how we're going to do this. It doesn't mean that you won't slip, which is what we'll talk about at the very end of this, but it is going to very much make you not a target. So I want you to just close your eyes and think about somebody that you love non-romantically. Non-romantically, it could be a pet. Just think about them. Take yourself to a time and place that you really felt the feeling of love for them. and allow yourself to just feel that feeling of love for them. It may be a particular time you hadn't seen them in a while. Now, this could be a pet. It doesn't have to be a person. If the representation for you in your lifetime, in this lifetime, is you found non-romantic love with your pet dog, that was that pet dog's purpose, because then you could actually know it. A human couldn't do it for you this lifetime. Think of them, think a time that you really felt it for them. Take yourself to that time and space when you felt that feeling of love for them. Allow yourself to feel it. Notice that you know that they have faults. They have faults, but you really don't care. It has nothing to do with this feeling of love for you. You're not stupid. You know that they do this or that, but it has absolutely nothing to do with this feeling of love that you have for them. And now, without any thought whatsoever, there's no thought here, the feeling that you feel for them, give this feeling to you. Just the feeling. There is no earning it. Just like them, faults and all, you're going to give it to you for no good reason. You're just doing it and just allowing it in for you. Allowing that feeling in for you. Faults and all. Just how you are today. In your lifetime, you've always done the best you could. Maybe you would have done something different 10 minutes later. You learned a lesson in those 10 minutes. And you're like, I'll never do that again. Or maybe you slipped in the same type thing several times, but out of fear, lust, greed, anger, whatever might be the case, it was the best you could do at that time. So just allow this feeling in for you, even though. You are here to learn something. And that issue, whatever it is that's keeping you from loving yourself, now you know better. So let it go and allow the feeling in for you. Think about the person that you love non-romantically and giving that same feeling to you. As you are, how you are, where you are. Just letting go. Just allow it in. With every thought, that's like, I can't give this to me because of that. Just let it go. You did the best you could in that moment. Or it could be one of your ancestors' thoughts. It's like, we don't do this. We don't love ourselves. It's not true. They just didn't know. And the fact that you did not feel this for yourself is just a reflection of your parents, that they were taught by their parents not to feel it for themselves. They just didn't know any better. But this will stop this cycle with you. And this gift of this feeling of love for you is a gift to all of your children and your relatives is that the cycle ends with you. By you doing this is permission for them to do it. Just like your parents. There are certain things that were like permissible in your house, and now this becomes permissible. Even if your children are grown, it's now permissible. It's okay to have this for you. Matter of fact, it's right and it's the way it should be. And it's okay because I do it. You can do it too. If you need to refresh, go back to the person or pet that you love, and then give it to you again. Many people out there, talk about God is love, but yet not to love yourself. Well, this, if God is love and God's in you, and then to love yourself is to be more connected to the divine. The more you can have this for you, the better the divine connection, the better the intuition, the better the connection. Allowing this in for me advances significantly your connection to the divine. And now, however old you are, for the past 10 years of your life, give this feeling to everyone that have offended you. This is all just for no good reason. Just give this feeling to them. Each one of them, just let go and give them this feeling. Faults and all. Each one of them letting go. Just let go and give it to them for no good reason. And now go back all the way through your life to your birth and give it to everyone that offended you, betrayed you, or violated you in any way. Just let go and give it to them. Okay? And now from birth all the way to your current age, give this feeling to you throughout your life. All those times when you didn't feel it for you, that you didn't feel you deserved it, give this feeling to you for your entire lifetime, right up until this age, faults and all. Okay, and fantastic. Okay, now, a couple of things about this is that it's very significant because these lower astral type beings feed on all the negative things. And when you're in this space of love for you and for others, there is nothing to feed on. So you go kind of off the grid, if you will. There's no Every time you have one of these negative feelings, whether it's anger, guilt, grief, resentment, blame, humiliation, shame, suicidal thoughts, whatever it might be, that's like food for these beings. And if you're in the space of love, then there is no food for them. You become not interesting at all to them. If you maintain this space, a couple things happen. Number one, your intuition kicks up. Number two is, and this is going to make, I want you to pay particularly close attention to what I'm going to say right now. The world treats us relative to how we feel about ourselves. Just think about that for just a minute, about your life and how people have been treating you. How have people been treating me? How do I feel about me, right? As I used to say, I definitely felt like a jerk, in my life, and then I very much got treated that way. Anyway, obviously things have changed. When you have this feeling of love, this self-love that you just did right now, the way people treat you can be extraordinarily shocking. And I'm not kidding. You're hearing the words come out of my mouth right now. But if you can maintain this, and even if you go outside today and go to a restaurant or wherever, you're going to be like, why is everybody wanting to talk to me? And why are they following me? And men, women, children, dogs, cats, everything wants to, it's like gravitated towards you in a positive way. They're all, doesn't matter the age, they just are like, hey, what's up? How you doing? What, they, for no reason, they'll start talking to you. So anyway, you can expect a massive change by maintaining this. And it doesn't have to be a big meditation. Think of the person you love non-romantically, feel it for them, give it to yourself. That's it. And you'll see things change very rapidly, right? Because people treat me how I feel about me. It's not a thought, it's a feeling, okay? All right, last thing. Right now you're in this love space, and you're in this self-love space, so you're not very appetizing for a being. You've been you physically felt it. I think the majority of you physically felt things leaving you today, and you felt the clearing. Those beings have been with you this entire lifetime. Now, they're not so happy about getting kicked out. So what happens is, in about 1 to 3 days, what happens is you may stub your toe, you may, who knows what happens. You got overly hungry, you missed lunch and dinner, and you woke up and you're cranky, or whatever be the case. It'll be the opportunity where one of these jumps on you, okay? And you'll be like, for no good reason, like absolutely irate. You'll find that the feelings you used to have come back in spades. It was like, I was doing so good when we had the class with Bill McKenna, and I am angry as hell now. What happened? Well, what happened is you dipped down, an event happened, and then as soon as that event happened, you kind of dipped down from love down to some derivative of fear and doubt, and it's like an opportunity. It's like, boom, they'll jump on you, and you're like, it feels as if it's you. You're going to think, you know what, I've been this way all my life, or I go through these things. It's just me. And you know what, these people that I'm blaming, they're that way, and I'm going to get them, and blah, blah, blah. Stop yourself. Write it on the mirror in your bathroom. Clear. You have to put it on your phone. You are going to face this in the next 2 to 3 days. You need to sit down, watch this video again, and go through a clearing and move them out. And it doesn't have to be a big deal. You're going to get real fast at this. you can use your crown up here and your all these chakras up here, and within 30 seconds, 45 seconds, boom, it'll be gone. And you know what happens? This is amazing. Is you'll go from a level 10 angry, like you're like, ah, and then you're like, if somebody's there to remind you, or you have the presence of mind to say, I'm going to do this clearing, it'll be go from a 10 to a 0, and you'll be like, oh my God, what happened? Oh, that was so yucky, right? It was like, I can't believe that I just don't feel that way anymore. And it's like 30 seconds, but you vacated them back out of your space, and you went like, I got to tell you a story about this, and all these things I've experienced, and that's the reason I can teach you is I remember there was a case where my wife, she had all these boxes. We had this party, and she got all these presents, and I was like, I can't stand all this stuff, it's like boxes and boxes of stuff. And I'm like, it made me angry. And I was like, I can still remember, I was like, oh, get rid of this stuff, throw it out, and she was like, you got a little friend there, in your space, you want to clear that? And I was like, I don't got anything in my space. I don't have anything. I don't got any. I was like, I'm going to do it anyway. And I did it. And it was like, it was like, wow. It was like 1 minute. And I was like, it was almost draining, because it was like, it just left me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I acted that way. God, that was the weirdest thing, So anyway, you'll experience this. You have to have either a mate that will tell you, you have to write it on your bathroom mirror, or put it on your phone, some reminder to remind you, because it's almost as if, and this is one of their protections, it'll be like a veil goes up. And you'll be mad, or you'll be jealous, or self-deprecate, whatever it might be. But it's a veil goes up, and it's like you completely forget about erasures, you completely forget about everything, and you're back entrapped by them. So put a reminder, put a Post-it note or something. But the natural course is what's gonna feel like is, I don't have anything, I don't have anything, and I'm not going to do it. That's how it feels. Or it just feels like complete amnesia. You can't remember. So that's it. That's basically it. You're going to go through this again in a couple days and clear your space. Enjoy it. Try to stay in that self-love that you just learned about and experienced. Okay. Well, you guys have come a long way in this. The first thing I want to tell you is that you can expect a revisit in 1 to 3 days. And when you do, you'll need to go through the erasure process. The typical thing that happens here is that you find yourself kind of in one of those old cycles, except it'll be extremely exacerbated. So whatever you were feeling before, you'll feel it. If you were feeling it on a level of 5, it'll go to a 10. And you'll be like, whoa, all that work I did wasn't worth anything, and it's back. Well, what happens is you basically took away that entity's steak dinner, right? Which was, jealousy, resentment, shame, anger, fear, whatever. You removed them, and they came back. Because, or another one jumped on. So you'll need to, when it happens, you'll need to go back and erase. The 8th chakra and beyond are super fast. You're talking about 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and boom, you'll find that you go from a level 10 to 0 in like 30, 60 seconds by doing that erasure with those chakras. Very, very fast. and you can gain back control of yourself quickly. I recommend doing this, these clearings every day. As time goes on, you'll need to do them less and less, because it'll be known that you're not the person that is available for this free lower frequency energies, or to be taken control or advantage of. There's an awful lot more to what we have. This is just a beginning. It is a tremendous jump start that you got today. You'll have a significant change in your life from this point forward if you keep up with the self-love, forgiveness, and also clearing your space. We have much more to go over. We'll consider doing some other classes as well, related to all kinds of things with energetic hygiene and keeping your space clear, and what that could mean to you. So thank you for joining us, and I appreciate it. This is Bill McKenna. Thank you.